You know, one of the things I hear all the time is the people that voted for this dumbass in the White House, that's not what I voted for. I found this letter that I want to read you from somebody on Facebook, and I'll post it as a pinned comment below. I used to wonder how it was possible that Trump could have won in 2016 and this second time in 2024, given how emotionally toxic and depraved he is. I no longer do. I actually think he won for that precise reason, because he had at least one effed up part to mirror and the effed up parts for millions. If you're a racist, he's your guy. If you're a misogynist, he's your guy. If all you care about is money, he's your guy. If you have an emotionally armored heart, he's your guy. If you like golden showers with Russian sex workers, he's your guy. If you long for a toxic daddy, he's your guy. If he had only two of these issues, he would have never won. It was the fact that he had hundreds of them that made him the winner, because millions of humans are toxic. So they could relate to him in one form or another. It's never been about Trump. It's always been about the people who finally have their twisted feelings about others validated. Trump has given those people permission to disparage and hate their fellow human beings. Trump is only symptomatic of a much larger issue of a collective toxicity. If there is a single sentence that characterizes Trump, it is this: he says the things that I'm saying. This may be what is so terrifying. Who knew that so many tens of millions of Americans were thinking unconscionable things about their fellow Americans? Who knew that tens of millions of men felt so emasculated by women and challenged by minorities? Who knew that after years of seeming progress on race and gender, tens of millions of white Americans lived in seething resentment, waiting for a demagogue to arrive who would legitimize their worst selves and channel them into political power? Perhaps we had been living in a fool's paradise. No, we aren't. The people that voted for him, there were a couple that were not very bright, concepts of brains, but they loved this. They loved the misogyny. They loved the sexual abuse of women. They loved the degradation of disabled people. This guy went into teenage locker rooms and saw minors get undressed. He went to Epstein Island and molested little girls. Yep, that's my guy, because he told me I'm going to have cheap eggs. I'm going to have no tax on overtime. Isn't it rich that the people that pretend to be Christians, these cosplay Christians, they're Pharisees that go to church with F Joe Biden on their bumper stickers and Joe in the Hoe, that they say, love thy neighbor as thyself? They didn't care about the officers on January 6th that aren't here, that were injured or that were dead. They didn't care about women who were victims of sexual assault. They didn't care about the little girls that grew up. They're not releasing the Epstein files. They're disgusting. They didn't care about any of that, any of this morality. They only cared about themselves. And the sad reality, which is why I do this, is part of this country could not stomach a black man in the White House instead of picking their damn cotton. And that's a fact. So they went back to the plantation owner. And Lyndon Johnson said it best, and I'm going to paraphrase this: this country will vote for the most morally bankrupt human pile of human excrement, while he's picking their wallet over the most qualified black woman. And the fact is that there's a lot of people in our lives, and it's hard for us to say it. Yeah, they're just not good people. They're shitty people. They are. You voted for a man who rapes women because you only give a damn about yourself. You're the reason that people don't go to church. It's not that they don't believe in God. It's that you're a shitty reflection of what Jesus stood for. And why do I talk like this? Because you're treating people like garbage. All you know how to do is tear people down just because of how they look. There's a reason that we haven't had a woman president in 249 years. Because too many people that voted for this convicted felon Orange Klan leader couldn't stomach a woman being president because they want to maintain the white patriarchy. And until we deal with that, it doesn't matter if a Democrat or Republican is in the White House. Because part of this country wants the outside of the White House to look like the inside. That's what what we have to deal with as a country. That's the original sin that we refuse to deal with. And for you that still think that we're the best of the best of the best because you've been indoctrinated by nationalism, it's been great for one demographic, 21-year-old landowning white men. And if you don't like that, you can ship your ass back to England. Have yourself a white day.